You've probably read in the book Top Grading that a wrong hire can result in over $1 million of lost revenue, lost opportunity cost. Just, it's expensive to hire someone who's not the right fit. That's the end conclusion of that book. And then it goes into how to hire people properly. Well, that book is the gold standard on hiring. However, let's talk about how the wrong hire, in addition to being very expensive, also causes decision fatigue in us, the business owners, and what kind of effect that has on the business, okay? So let's first talk about decision fatigue. What is that? Let's say you spend an entire day making various decisions about various topics. So you need to logically figure out various topics, one after the other, that don't really have anything to do with each other, and come to a conclusion that is the right decision, the most accurate, the best decision for your business. And all these different subjects and all these different topics and all these different decisions, right? That's what you would have to do in a normal business. Now, if you don't want to make a million different decisions in a million different topics and subjects in your business, the solution is to hire smart people who you trust with making decisions. So here's what happens. If you hire someone wrong, there could be a whole list of things that cause you to have to make decisions that you wouldn't have to make otherwise. Or if you hire someone wrong, you would still have to make the same decisions you were making before because you have to check their work and so on. So let's go down the list. Let's see what can cause this decision fatigue, which is basically inability to make good decisions because you're just getting tired of constantly figuring stuff out for other people, right? So what can we do, or what causes it, and what can we do to avoid it? So just so we're clear, the solution to what I'm about to present to you is to hire the right person who can work independently without necessarily being managed and achieve the results that your business needs to achieve without you babysitting every step of the way. So this right hire is a person with the right attitude who sticks around for an extended period of time, doesn't need babysitting, and kind of train themselves in the environment and then ask for help when it's necessary, and know how to communicate with people without causing drama or bullshit or anything like that. And they're, reasonably paid. They're not like overpaid, overqualified people. So how do we get these right people and how do we avoid the wrong people? So to understand how to avoid decision fatigue and what causes decision fatigue, let's go down the list as I mentioned before. So you hire someone and the idea is that they make decisions and then you have to make fewer decisions, right? Now here's what can go wrong. They can come to you to validate every single decision that they've made and say, yeah, but is there a better solution? But can I do this better? But do you know a better solution? Or do you know the answer? I don't know how to do this. Or this is impossible. I don't know how to handle this, right? And then you have to come and fix it every time, every day, over and over. And usually we're talking about low-level activities like sending an email or replying to customer emails or customer complaints or something like that, right? Like simple activities. And you as a business owner generally should stay out of the simple activities and focus on business building and business development, right? So if a low-level employee comes to you all the time and keeps asking these low-level employee things and you have to make the decision every single time, either you don't have a very good process or more likely the low-level employee can figure it out by themselves, but they're just not good enough for some reason. They were the wrong hire, right? And they stack up these decisions on top of your dinner plate and then you have to just figure it out. Like, oh crap, I'm basically doing all the hard work and they're just executing. And that's not really what running a business is about. Running a business is more about building teams of people that can just do it themselves without you intervening almost ever. So what you want to be doing as a business owner is looking at the end of the month dashboard or daily dashboard of results of teams and how they're performing and then communicating that with them. You don't really want to be involved in the nitty-gritty stuff too much. So another type of wrong hire is the person who keeps repeating the same mistakes over and over without really learning, and their excuse is, I'm following the process. Well, that's just a waste of time, okay? Unless it's a really big business and process trumps everything, that, in that situation, I understand. But in a small business or a medium-sized business or most businesses, to be honest, they need to be able to figure stuff out by themselves. And when they make a mistake, it needs to be the final time they make a mistake. Repeating the same basic mistake, like using the wrong, letter title or letter headline or whatever, over and over and over, it's kind of just brain dead process following. And in a business, if you hire people who brain dead process follow, you're probably going to have to babysit a lot and manage a lot and do all this stuff that is a waste of time in general. It doesn't really contribute to the customer experience or your bottom line. In fact, it takes your time away and makes you make decisions that you shouldn't be making. So this leads me to the next wrong type of hire, and that is the person who needs lots of training. They take all this time away from your company, they take resources to get trained, and after several months they just quit because they found a better opportunity already, you know, like no commitment whatsoever. This is the wrong fit in the company. Like, you haven't tested them most likely, so you really want to be testing people and make sure that they're the right fit. Maybe give them a week trial to see how they interact with people, if they're happy, if their performance is going up after a week or it's going down. If it's going down and they're not interacting with people properly, they're not learning and they're making mistakes, you should fire them after 1 day already, right? So if someone's improving constantly and they're finding new ways to improve things in a business, which, trust me, is not standard practice for people, but if they're doing it, then that's probably a good hire. And if they have a long track record of doing this and improving things in businesses instead of just leeching onto a business and then trying to extract money for the least amount of effort, you know, if they're doing the right thing, keep them. If they're doing the wrong thing, replace them as soon as possible. Again, the wrong hire results in hundreds of thousands and sometimes 7 figures in loss to a business's bottom line. So you definitely want to cut costs on that. So another wrong type of hire is the inability to learn complex skills. Some people are just never going to learn certain skills. Like, I am never going to be a world-class mathematician. That's just so unlikely that I may as well just say I'm never going to be one, right? And that is okay. People have different positions in life and in jobs and in business, and that is okay. So you need to know if their skill is there. You need to test them and see if they have a long track record of solving problems such as these before you hire them. And even during the hiring process and testing process, you know, there's always a way to test things and figure out if people are able to do it, and if they're not, if they're able to learn it, okay? If they're not, that's okay. Just move them to a different position or replace them. And the final type of wrong hire I'm going to cover in this video, at least, is the bad attitude. So they can be genius level at copywriting, email marketing, you know, math, whatever you want. They can be genius level at whatever, but their attitude can be bad. They can do like weird things in a company that cause conflict or drama in a team environment, and no matter how good they are, how genius they are at certain something, it doesn't really matter because they're damaging the entirety of the team, the entirety of the company, which it's more important than any one person in any company anyway, right? So you want to hire people with the right attitude. A good book for this is called Hiring for Attitude. I highly recommend you take a look at that. But basically, you want to be asking questions about their previous employment and what they think of their previous job and what they think caused them to leave and stuff like that. And then verifying the data with the actual people who were there. So if you do that, you can actually test people's attitude in the real world and also test them in your office. And then you can avoid hiring people with the wrong attitude, which prevents many, many issues. So in short, if you want to make fewer decisions, hire people that self-manage and just get shit done and improve automatically. And you, as the business owner, look at dashboards, look at summaries, don't look at entire processes and every single detail everywhere all the time, because that's exhausting and leads to decision fatigue. So what you do want to do is make important small decisions occasionally, not constant decisions all day and everything in your business. And that leads to you having the bandwidth mentally to create and build the business to the level that you want it to be at, and to hire the right people in the future as well, and to maintain team culture. So I have another video for you which exemplifies a lot of these hiring strategies to save time and improve processes, and that is the story of how William hired an entire boiler room full of salespeople. And we're talking about Wolf of Wall Street style boiler room of people just cold calling dentists and whoever William was calling back then, and selling them websites for thousands of dollars. So if you want to see how William did this, here's the video. It's from our old vault of success stories from back in the day. Check this out. So Willie ended up selling his business for over $1 million back in the day, 2015. So take a look at this video. Very interesting, very informative. And also, I'd like you to subscribe to this YouTube channel and click the little bell notification icon if you like the content and if you'd like to receive more updates like this. So take a look at the video with William and see you there.